listen to me then, I bet they feel me now. Time don't let me lose it. The booth not about to prove it. I set goals and pursue it. You the best to never do it. Invest my money talking fluent, stupid, ducking the Judas. It broke my heart, but over my eyes, you have no honor, I have no choice. Chasing the commas till I'm gone. I've been left for a minute. On my way home, mama, I promise, got caught up in it. Damn. Everybody eats when I'm batting at the plate. First, second, third, home, $1 million base.
What's up, people? We live.
That Hotep Jesus dude.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
How y'all feeling? Let's take our simultaneous sip today. A little bit of coffee with Hotep Jesus. Today I'm having my coffee black because we talking about race. So today my coffee is black. Got that black coffee. Oh, baby. Hold on. Let me, how's the mic? All right. The mic is spiking. Hold on. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. All right, cool. All right. HotepCon tickets on sale right now. HotepNation.com. Go get your tickets. That's our annual event for all Hoteps and our supporters who are Hoteps as well, or Hotep adjacent, whatever you call themselves. So go get your tickets now. Great time, great food, great laughs, great drink, pool party, shooting guns, hitting the casinos or hotels. I don't do casinos. I don't know gambling. I'm not the gambling type. But it reminds me, the great thing about having this event at the Ahern Hotel is that there's no slot machines at the Ahern Hotel, so I don't have to hear that ringing noise when I go back into my room and try to go to sleep at night. I don't know if you've ever been to Vegas before, but if you stay in like one of the other hotels, like the Venetian or something like that, you hear this ringing noise in your head all the time because of the slot machine. So anyway, shout out to my sponsor, Syscoin, the best of Bitcoin, the best of Ethereum. Make sure y'all join that ecosystem. Things are going very, very well over there, if you know what I mean. If you catching my drift. Somebody said Uncle Hotep likes his coffee with extra cream. You know he do. Mr. Pog Hunter, he in the chat over there cooning right now. I seen him in the chat. Huh? He was having toast with Clyde Adams. Now he want to keep it black. Listen. Let's get right into this presentation I got for you today. Let's not waste no time. I had a comment yesterday. They're like, "Oh my God, you did 10 minutes of promo." I'm like, "Damn, I didn't know." Can I get my grift on? Damn. Anyway, here we go. Here's the video, Scott Adams. I saw it last night, and immediately the neurons in my brain got firing, thanks to Master Focus. And I said, you know what? I'm grifting off this tomorrow. So let's see what Scott had to say. Hold on, let me turn the volumes up. All right, let's go.
Well, Rasmussen poll had a provocative little poll today. They said, do you agree or disagree with the statement, it's okay to be white?
Real quick, super chat, if you want to make a comment, ask a question. This is a call-in show, so we're going to take call-ins as well. So get ready for that number. 202-596-4631.
That was an actual question. Rasmussen asked, white and black voters, and probably others, Do you disagree or agree with the statement, it's okay to be white? 26% of blacks said no. It's not okay to be white. 21% weren't sure. Add them together, that is 47% of black respondents were not willing to say it's okay to be white. That's like a real poll. This just happened.
First of all, let me just stop right there. It's Rasmussen. They're never real polls. This is not a real poll. Since when do we take Rasmussen polls seriously? What's the sample size? Where is the sample size from? How does it look if you were to ask the same question in a conservative area? Does it look different? We're not taking Rasmussen polls seriously, so this is not a real poll. Its sample size is too small. We don't know the demographics as far as location, age, just blacks and whites. Anyway, let's continue.
Did you have any idea? Would you have imagined that could have happened? So I realized, as you know, I've been identifying as black for a while, years now, because I like to be on the winning team.
Wait, what? Scott Adams identifies as black? Oh my God. That's hilarious. So he says being black is the winning team. Therefore, he should understand the results of the poll. If you're saying that you turn black or you now identify as black, then you should understand the results of this poll. If anyone should understand it, you're black. You should understand the results of this poll. You've chosen because they're the winning team, so you should know why the poll results look like the way they do. But let's continue.
And I like to help. And I always thought, well, if you help the black community, that's sort of the biggest lever. You can find the biggest benefit. So I thought, well,
let me just say one thing. Scott has helped me. He came on my channel. He didn't have to do that. We had a wonderful talk, one of my most popular interviews, me and Scott Adams. We had a great, great talk. So he does help black people, and we appreciate your help, Scott. I just want to say that before we dive into the nitty gritty of this conversation, this stream today. Black people love you, Scott.
That's the hardest thing and the biggest benefit. So I'd like to focus a lot of my life resources in helping black Americans. So much so that I started identifying as black to just be on the team I was helping. But it turns out that nearly half of that team doesn't think I'm okay to be white, which is, of course.
So this is very interesting right here. It's contradictory almost, right? Because on one side he says, I'm black, but then he says it's not okay for me to be white. So are you black or are you white, Scott? You got to pick one. You can't just pick and choose and just flip flop. Are you racial fluid, meaning you can bounce between being white and black at the same time? Either you one of us or you not. So you can't be mad and say, you're white, because you're not white. You're a black man. But let's continue.
Of course, why I identified as black, so I could be on the winning team for a while.
That's hilarious.
But I have to say, this is the first political poll that ever changed my activities. I don't know that that's ever happened before. Normally you see a poll, you just look at it and you go, whatever. Oh, this is interesting what other people think.
So why change now? And that's what I said at the beginning, like, since when do we take these polls serious? You look at them, you laugh, and you keep moving. Why has this poll, out of all polls, triggered you, Scott? Did it trigger the white man in you? Did it trigger the black man in you? I want to know why this poll, out of all polls that we know are ridiculous, has triggered you.
But as of today, I'm going to re-identify as white because I don't want to be a member of a hate group. I'd accidentally joined a hate group. So if nearly half of all blacks are not okay with white people, according to this poll, not according to me, according to this poll, that's a hate group. That's a hate group. And I don't want to have anything to do with them. And I would say, based on the current way things are going, the best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people.
Oh, man. Nah, I gotta rewind that part. Nah, I gotta rewind that part. Bring that back. What did he say? I know I did. My headphones messing up. Hold on. What did he say?
Not okay with white people, according to this poll, not according to me, according to this poll, that's a hate group. That's a hate group. And I don't want to have anything to do with them. And I would say, based on the current way things are going, the best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people.
Hold up. We got to stop right there. I got a lot to say on this, but hold up. I need a moment. Yo, chat, what's going on? Yo. Chat, I need help. Yo, real quick, shout out to my people on Rumble, tuning in on Rumble. We're at Hotep TV on Rumble. EMP, I see you over there. Uncle Bob, I see you over there on Rumble. Chat. Yo. Nah, that was great. Yo, nah, this is great entertainment. I'm loving this. This is great. This is great. Hold on. All right, let's go back. I gotta play it one more time though. I gotta play that one. Oh my God. Hold on, let's bring it back.
And I don't want to have anything to do with them. And I would say, based on the current way things are going, the best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people. Just get.
Nah, Scott up here doing comedy, yo. Scott Adams is up here doing comedy skits, yo. Oh man, Dilbert in real life. Nah, he's the GOAT. He didn't just say that. He said the best advice for white people is to get the hell away from black people. Yo, and he said that shit with a straight face. He said it with a straight face. He sound like Uncle Hotep. He sounds like Uncle Hotep. That's something Uncle Hotep would say. Oh my God. Yo, Scott, if you did, you gotta come on my channel. Yo, we gotta do another interview. This is great. This is great entertainment.
And I don't want to have anything to do with them. And I would say, based on the current way things are going, the best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people. Just get the fuck away. Wherever you have to go, just get away. Because there's no fixing this. This can't be fixed.
Nah, the whole clip is classic. This is classic. I need this. I might have put this clip in my soundboard. This might have to go on my soundboard. Oh, this is great.
Based on the current way things are going, the best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people. Just get the fuck away. Wherever you have to go, just get away. Because there's no fixing this. This can't be fixed. All right, this can't be fixed.
Oh,
you just have to escape. So that's what I did. I went to a neighborhood where I have a very low black population.
Yo. Oh, shit. Yo. Nah, this this ain't the video I watched last night. Yo, he got me crying, bro. Oh my God. Brody texted me, Brody, this is, oh my God. Oh my Lord. He didn't just say that. There's no way he just said that.
All right, this can't be fixed. You just have to escape. So that's what I did. I went to a neighborhood where, I have a very low black population.
Yo, he do sound like me. Oh, shit. Oh, man. He sound like Uncle Hotep. Oh, my God. So that's what I did. I went to a place with a very low black population. Scott said, I got to get away from these niggas. Mr. Identifies Black. Oh, this is great. Scott Adams is the best. This is the best shit ever. I aspire to be this high level of trolling. Oh, my God.
Because unfortunately, there's a high correlation between the density. And this is according to Don Lemon, by the way. So here I'm just quoting Don Lemon when he notes that when he lived in a mostly black neighborhood, there were a bunch of problems that he didn't see in white neighborhoods.
Uh-oh.
So even Don Lemon sees a big difference in your own quality of living based on where you live and who's there. So I think it makes no sense whatsoever as a white citizen of America to try to help black citizens anymore. It doesn't make sense. It's no longer a rational impulse. And so I'm gonna back off from being helpful to black America because it doesn't seem like it pays off. Like I've been doing it all my life, and the only outcome is I get called a racist. That's the only outcome.
Oh, shit, I lost my place. Oh, Lord. We got to go back. Oh, my God. Oh, Lord. Oh, shit.
Well, Rasmussen poll had
Where were we?
provocative little poll today.
Right here.
Mostly black neighborhood, there were a bunch of problems that he didn't see in white neighborhoods. So even Don Lemon sees a big difference in your own quality of living based on where you live and who's there. So I think it makes no sense whatsoever as a white citizen of America to try to help black citizens anymore. It doesn't make sense. It's no longer a rational impulse. And so I'm gonna back off from being helpful to black America because it doesn't seem like it pays off. Like I've been doing it all my life, and the only outcome is I get called a racist.
I just want to say right there, that's the spot I wanted to stop on. I just want to say, Scott, to me, what you said is hilarious. I don't find it racist, but just because I'm just that satirical, I guess. You know how I think about life. Very, very objective. It's really hard to hurt my feelings. But after what you said, bro, you definitely getting called a racist now. They definitely gonna think you a racist after what you just said. You was like, I'm getting away from my best advice for white people is to get the hell away. Get the fuck away. Then he said, that's what I did. I moved to an area that has a minority black population. You definitely getting called a racist after this one, dog. Oh, man. And if you've ever said anything similar to that in the past, you definitely getting called a racist, bro. I don't think you're racist, but the optics. Let's continue.
That's the only outcome. It makes no sense to help black Americans if you're white. It's over. Don't even think it's worth trying. Totally not trying. Now, we should be friendly. Like, I'm not saying start a war or, do anything bad. Nothing like that. I'm just saying get away. Just get away. And here's my take on all of it. Everybody who focuses their priority on education does well.
That's true.
If anybody in the black community focuses on education, they'll do well as well.
That's true.
Because the system allows that. If they don't, I can't make that my problem anymore. It just can't be my problem. It can't be my problem if the solution is so clear, so available, and people don't want to take it. It's just not my problem anymore. So I resign. I resign from the hate group called Black Americans, according to the Rasmussen poll. 46% of them don't think white people are okay, just being white. And there we go. You didn't expect that today, did you?
No.
But the most helpful thing I can do is to say I'm not going to help. You understand that? Continuing to help in that sort of, classic, oh, let me help you, give you a lift up, give you a hand, mentor you, hire you, prefer you. I'm going to stop all of that. I'm done with all of that. Yeah, no, it didn't work. The only thing that will work is to say, you got to fix your own problem. You know how to do it. Everybody else figured it out. I'm not going to speculate, why you're not doing it. I'm not going to speculate why there's a difference. I'm just going to say it's available to everybody. You just pick it up. It's free money. Focus on education, and you could have a good life too. But those who don't want to focus on education, you just need to get away from them. Just get as much distance as you can. That's my recommendation. And I'm also really sick of seeing video after video of black Americans beating up non-black citizens.
Me too.
I realize it's anecdotal, and it doesn't give me a full picture of what's happening. But every damn day I look on social media and there's some black person beating the shit out of some white person. I'm kind of over it. I'm over it. Right? So I quit. And it feels good not to be in a racist hate group anymore. So I'm now independent, not a member of any group. I do not align with any group, not the white supremacists and not the black racists.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Hey, Scott, we got a home for you. You could be a Hotep, man.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
You could be a Hotep, Scott. You don't got to be a black supremacist. You don't got to be a white supremacist. You can be a Hotep supremacist.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Oh, man. Oh, that was great. Oh, man. Scott is the best. I mean, the levels of trolling is just next level. So I have a bunch of notes here. This is my response to Scott Adams coming up here. We're going to open up lines 202-596-5631. We're going to open up phone lines soon, 202-596-5631. Man, oh my God. That was great. That was amazing. That was really good. Hit you in the gut entertainment. My response, if I can get it together here, my response to Scott is based on assuming that Scott is serious. I don't think he is. I think this is one of his best grifts, best trolls, best pieces of entertainment. Remember, this is the guy that brought us Dilbert, so he's going to have jokes. But the fact that he can do this with a straight face, oh, it's scary. Scary good. Scary, scary good. But let's assume he's serious, right? Let's assume this is Scott Adams. This is really how he feels, okay? This is my response to Scott Adams. I have several points I want to make here, and then we're going to open up the phone lines, 202-596-5631. I got an MP3 here, voice message from Cassius Cam. We're going to play that. We got Super chats here. We're going to get to those. Shout out to Jonah Ryan, my homie out in Canada. We're going to get to those. Tune in and drop out. I see y'all. I'm going to get to the super chatters. Shout out to the people on Rumble. Bunch of people. Goddamn. David Murdoch, Whole Wheat. See y'all. Shout out to our Rumblers over there. Hotep TV over on Rumble. So, first of all, not only is Scott trolling, but the poll is trolling. The poll, I mean, who even asks a question like that? Like, imagine you show up in, every morning at these media outlets, they have like this journalist huddle, and everybody throws out, their headlines and what's going to lead and, all of that stuff and who needs to work on their headline, da-da-da-da. But they have this focus session every morning at these media outlets. So obviously somebody comes into me and goes, I got a good idea. I was like, what's that? Because the goal here is clicks. That's what they want. They want clicks. They want engagement. They want people talking. Or one of the goals, I should say, in this instant. We're going to get to the other goals later. So what happens? Somebody goes, I got one. I got one. It's really going to get the people going. We're going to go out in the street. And keep in mind, like, sometimes they do this in Columbus Circle in New York City, where they just like, somebody just stands there, some intern or whether some low level employee who just asks people questions on the side of the street. It's very small sample size. But anyway, and they go, we're going to ask people, is it okay to be white? Like, who does that? Like, no honest journalism would even come up with something like that. We got people in Ohio going through a second Chernobyl practically, and this is what the media wants to talk about? Okay, so that's that. Here's what we have to understand about black people. We've been hypnotized. We've been hypnotized. We've been hypnotized. Some people would call it conditioning. Some people would call it autosuggestion, brainwashing. Scott should know this. Scott is a guy who majors in persuasion. So if anybody should understand this problem, it should be Scott Adams. It should be Scott. If anybody understands this problem, it should be Scott Adams. And the black community has been gaslit. We've been gaslit for so long. We've been gaslit from like the time that we're born. The new gaslighting of kids is now pushing the rainbow agenda. But back in the day, it was like, hey, you blackie, you're a slave and white people are bad. What can you expect when this is the first thing a child learns about people? Like, that's the first thing you're taught as a black man. Like this is the whole phrase where, when white folks have the talk, it's about the birds and the bees. When black folks have the talk, it's about, don't get your ass kicked by cops and, racism, right? The talk, right? But, you're even, your parents even say things like, because you're black, you're going to have to try 10 times as hard as the white man. We hear things like that, little anecdotes like that. The history lessons are all juxtaposition to white folks. Black History Month. We're at the end of Black History Month here, rounding out. And Black history is basically told from a lens of white people bad. Black History Month, for much of it that's in schools and taught in the mainstream, because it's much different in the Hotep community. When we teach Black history in the Hotep community, it's much different. But mostly it's about like, here's what white people did to black people. And here's how we overcame white people. So to me, much of Black history teaching in the mainstream is white history. It's White History Month. This is teaching how white people kicked the black man's ass. It's White History Month. So factoring all that in, right? The fact that we've been indoctrinated, brainwashed, and gaslit from a very early age, you should completely expect a poll to look like this. Completely. I'm not shocked. I'm actually shocked that the majority of black people said it was okay. I thought the poll was worse. And that's something that was weird to me. Like, Scott went with the minority, where the majority of black people say, yeah, it's okay to be white. And for my experience, I don't know many black people who would say it's not okay to be white. I frankly don't know very many people that would say it's not okay to be white. Most black people don't have a problem with white people. So he ignored the majority and went to the minority and made his decision based upon the minority. So I didn't get that. So what's the goal here? What was the goal when they walked into this focus meeting at this journalist rag or whatever this place is? And they decided to make this poll. Is it okay to be white? Well, this goes along with what I just said about indoctrination. The media loves stoking the fire of race. They love dividing white people and black people. Meanwhile, we're both being replaced by immigrants, Asian and Hispanic. And I got no problem with my Hispanic people. Everybody know I love Hispanic people and Asian people. But we're being replaced. It's just the fact of the matter. Meanwhile, we're being distracted and taught that we're our enemies. But that's what the media does. That's part of their design. It's part of the Democrat design. Socialists, communists, divide and conquer. Pit man against man. This is part of their agenda. And I felt that Scott fell for it. He fell for it. He fell for their trick. They want white people to say what Scott said. They want white people to stop helping black people. They want white people and black people divided. They don't want Scott Adams saying, I identify as black. Because that was brilliant. Him saying I identify as black because it's a play on people identifying as furries or whatever the hell is going on out here in, the tea people. So I thought that was brilliant. They don't want Scott Adams doing that brilliant work. They want Scott Adams to say things like, you got to move away from black people. Because they know what the optics of that look like. They want Scott Adams to tell white people stop helping black people. They want Scott Adams to stop helping black people. That is their goal. That was the goal of the poll. The goal of the poll. The goal of the poll was to trigger people like Scott Adams, white people and black people, but specifically white people, to create this divide. I saw a video the other day. I forget the brother's name. Powernomics. Who's the dude that wrote Powernomics? Chat, help me out here. Older brother. But back in the day, he said because of immigration, you're going to see a resurgence of anti-blackness from white people. You're going to see a racial divide like you haven't seen since the civil rights movement. Dr. Claude Anderson, that's the name. Thank you. Dr. Claude Anderson. We're going to open up phone lines soon, 202-596-5631. But that was the goal of the poll. The goal of the poll was to stoke the racial fires, to figure out how can we keep black people and white people divided, especially going into an election year where they know conservatives, they're like, the left sits around and plots ways to trigger conservatives. They knew this poll was going to trigger conservatives. They knew that conservative responses to this, whether right or wrong, would trigger black people. Whatever your response to this poll is, whatever your response to Scott Adams is, whether you agree with him or disagree with him, you fell for the trap. If you agree with Scott Adams and you express that online, the optics of that is going to inflame a group of black people. And black people are going to go, look, conservatives are racist. Republicans are racist. And they're going to use that against you going into an election year. This is 5D chess they playing here. The left sits in the room and figures out way to trigger conservatives to reveal aspects of perceived racism.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
It's evil genius stuff here. Evil genius. And I got to take my hat off to him because y'all be falling for it. Y'all be falling for it. How ridiculous is this poll? Is it okay to be white? Who asked that? Who asked that kind of question? East Palestine, we just had our president, Trump, go out there, very presidential, trying to help these people. right? So that's my point on that piece. I still got a few more points here. Then we're going to open up the phone lines, 202-596-5631. So yeah, Scott Adams, assuming he's serious, he fell for the racial divide trick of this poll. This poll was designed, the goal of the poll was to divide white and black people. That was the goal. Next part. Scott mentions some videos about black kids beating up white kids. And my response to that is the same as when they play these videos of white people beating black people, especially when they do the cop videos. Telling black people all the time, yo, you know they play these videos to trigger you. You know they play these videos to trigger you. Oh, it must be election season again. You haven't heard from BLM. You haven't heard from any real black Republican resistance because it's not the election year yet. But next year they're going to roll out some videos, whatever. We got to do something. Democrats got to stay in office. We need black people. But we're irrelevant any other time. What's up? Hold on, let me finish my video. But we're irrelevant any other time. So this is part of the propaganda machine to spring these videos up, right? Spring these videos about. So I see the videos of the black kids beating up the white kids. And you know what I do? I scroll right past it. I don't watch those videos. First of all, it's hard to watch somebody get beat up and bullied. It's very hard for me to watch. I can't watch it. I just, it goes out to I feel bad for the victim, whether it's a white cop beating a black man or a black kid beating up a white kid. I can't watch the videos. I saw one the other week where they started beating on some white girl or boy, I don't know, on a bus. And I just turned the video. I'm like, I can't watch this. I can't watch this anymore. But what's the point of these videos? First of all, you got your grifter class. Your grifter class knows this is going to trigger conservatives. They know this is clickbait. They know this is going to drive engagement for their accounts. So the grifters look for these videos. The media provides them. The grifters grab them and they spread them out and go, look at these violent black people. Look at this race war we have going on out here. Black people don't like white people. Right before the election year. Again, creating racial divide. This is the big plot of media, of mainstream media, of Bolshevik media. And then you guys fall for it. You sit there, you watch the video, and you think this is a representation of our country. This is not a representation of our country. White and black people tend to get along way more than they don't. But they'll play these videos, and again, you got to go and get Neil Postman's book, How to Watch TV News. And you got to watch it. He talks about how they make frenzies. He says if the media wanted to report, or if the media reported on every single dog attack in the country, you'd think dogs were vicious all of a sudden, just by reporting on it all the time. So if we always keep sharing videos of black kids beating up white kids, you would think, oh my God, there's a race war at my school, at my kid's school, and my kid's in danger. So, again, Scott Adams, assuming he's serious, is falling for the propaganda, falling for the grifters. The grifters don't care about America. The only thing they care about is their pockets. So they'll find those videos. They'll play them for you. They'll post it on their line because they know you're going to hit the button and they're going to get 20,000 retweets, a lot of engagement. They're going to monetize all of that. They're going to find some sponsor or some other way to monetize hate. I don't monetize hate. I can't monetize hate. It's not in my nature. I can only monetize love. That's what we try to do here. We try to monetize love. You know what I'm saying? Next. This is the final point. Then we'll open up phone lines, 202-596-531, 202-596-5631. And this is my biggest takeaway from this poll is the poll's rigged. It's rigged. And I thought Scott would catch this too, assuming he's serious, which I think he's not. I think he's trolling. This is the biggest takeaway from the poll. What is the interpretation of the question? Okay. Is the interpretation of the person being polled, is the question, is it okay to be white? How is that being interpreted? Because I can answer yes, and I can answer that question no, and I'm going to show you how. Follow me. I can say, is it okay to be white? From my personal opinion, yes, it's okay to be white. Now, how do you answer no to that question? Well, if I took a look at the media, if I looked at the way they were treating Jan 6ers, Jan Teenthers, if I was looking at how white people are being villainized right now, things have switched. I could say, I don't think it's okay to be white.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
The media is saying it's not okay to be white. So how are you asking this question? Is this a question about your personal opinion, or is this question asking about you reading the room? Because if you read the room, it is not okay to be white. The media has taken white people and turned them into the villain. They are saying it's not okay to be white. They are saying if you like to be white, you're a white supremacist, which I don't agree with. They are saying if you vote for Trump, you're automatically racist. They're saying all sorts of things. But right now in America, according to mainstream leftist media, it's not okay to be white. So how would I answer that poll? I'd be like, I don't know. I can't. Are you asking my personal opinion with this poll? Or are you asking me what is mainstream media saying about white people? Because right now it's not okay to be white. You white, you got to apologize and all this other stuff. You got to kiss black people's ass and you got to give them your seat on the bus. So what is the perception of the poll? They might say, oh, Hotep Jesus, you're doing too much thinking. You're thinking into this too much. All right, well, I'm going to do some more thinking. What does okay mean? How do you interpret what okay means? Just that word alone is up for interpretation. You can look at the word okay and, mean good, or it means bad. Depends on how deeply you're thinking into these things. Is it okay? Meaning, is it safe to be to be white? Is it safe to be white? Is it safe to be white at a BLM rally? Probably not, unless you're a white liberal. And there's mostly them out there anyway. Is it okay to be white? Meaning, is it okay to be proud to be white? How are we defining the word okay here? Right? Because okay means good, or it could mean it's okay. It's mediocre. So how do we even, right? If I ask you, how was the food? It was okay. What does that tell you? You would go, I probably don't want to have that food. Got anything that's great? It didn't say, is it great to be white? It said, is it okay to be white? So there's just a lot left up for interpretation here. So much left up for interpretation here. I'm going to get to the super chats. We're going to open up the phone lines, 202-596-5631, 202-596-5631. Let me read the super chats first, and then we'll open up the phone lines. Get ready to call in. I'll let you know. Jonah Ryan, as long as you are not a white liberal or the Queen Lizzie related to Phil 6 times across 5 tape, you good. Can't really argue with that. Jonah Ryan, don't worry. I won't call in on this topic. You can call in, bro. I don't care. You're not going to hurt my feelings. Tune in and drop it. I think Scott is playing Ultimate Griff. I agree. Jonah Ryan, I used to do that as a side hustle. It's all 70 plus. Who answers their home phone or even has one? See what I'm saying? Like, You're asking people at 70 plus. Jonah Ryan, but Patrice Colors chasing after white folks. Yeah. Jonah Ryan, the blacks betting white videos are an algo psyop. Yes. See, Jonah Ryan gets it. The blacks beating white folk videos is an algo psyop. Yeah. See, somebody's thinking here. Liz B, everyone is someone else's weirdo. Everyone's effed up. It's true. Basket case theory. Scott Adams. Only know him from Akira the Don's album. Kay, I said it yesterday when I called in about dividing race. Always strikes gold. The left doesn't care for you, and neither does the right. Uh-oh. Jabari Judah, Scott can't be Hotep if he makes major changes after reading a poll, unless it's a troll. Agreed. I agree. V Trizzle, I feel he's being genuine and butthurt at the same time. Decent white folks and right-wing folks are definitely getting fed up. Scary times. Maybe he is. Maybe he is genuine. Maybe he is triggered. Jonah Ryan would have gave my seat to Claudette, but not Rosa. Oh, my God. Claudette, shout out to Claudette Colvin. That's some black history for you. That's some black history for you. Shout out to my Rumblers Rumbling over on Hotep TV. All right. We're going to open up phone lines. Let me get that ready right now. 202-596-5631. Call in. We're going to go to a commercial break. I'll be right back. Renee, you on the line with Hotep Jesus, man? Talk to me.
Good day, Hotep. How you doing today, brother?
Life is good, man. Tell me, what do you think about the situation?
So, okay, I agree with the first part that I believe my gut tells me this is the ultimate grift. I've been following Scott for a very long time. I've been, brainwashed through his simultaneous for a very, very long time. And over the years, I've learned is that he only watches traditional media. A couple of weeks ago, you had a problem with the Western woman. Okay, now I talked about the millennial woman. Now, Scott, he's the last era of the traditional media consumer. The only reason why I know what's going on, on CNN or MSNBC or any of these dinosaur platforms is because of Scott. Not because I watch it. And so that's his psyop. When we're talking about these psyops, that's his generation of psyop.
They watch traditional media. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
That's their bubble. That is his bubble. Because anybody else that really watches any large consumption of online YouTube through these kind of platforms do not fall for these kind of tricks. Like they said, you look at it and it seems ridiculous and move on.
Yeah, you nailed that. Yeah, I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate the time. Thank you very much, Hotep.
All right, Hotep and Bill. Renee Vogel, very sharp, very Hotep. Very Hotep. Trish says he watches all the platforms. I don't know. I watch various independent media. I like to go watch the old stuff. Last night I was playing some Khalid Muhammad in the car. I watch a lot of stuff, mostly lectures, like college lectures on history, podcasts on history. That's usually what I listen to. I'll turn on Patriot XM, Patriot Radio. Catch Sonny Johnson, Will Cow Majority, and is Hannity? I think Hannity might be one of the other shows. And I just tune in whatever's there in the morning or whatever I'm listening to. Shout out to Gutfeld. I'll be back on Gutfeld soon. You can call in. I know somebody was trying to call in. I missed your call. Get back in here. 202-596-5631. I'll throw the number in the chat here for you. My grandmother would tell people about Claudette Colvin for decades. Then she met her in Newark, New Jersey in 2016. She did it 9 months before Rosa. This is true.
Call from
Jose.
Jose, you on the line with Hotep Jesus, man? Talk to me.
Hey, it's wonderful to meet you.
Pleasure. Tell me, how you feel about all this situation?
Well, I think he's trolling, to be honest. I also think that race relations always increase right before an election. It's kind of the business, and I'm over 30, and I remember when I was younger, it wasn't this big of an issue, but it's increasing over time. But yeah, that's pretty much my thought about it.
Yo, so you think he's trolling?
I think he's trolling. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to agree, man. I appreciate you for calling in, bro.
Hey, thank you for talking.
No doubt. Hotep and Bill. Yeah, I think this guy's trolling. I don't think he's serious. Some people think he's serious. You know, I could be wrong. You know, I'm not perfect. I'm perfectly imperfect. But I think he might be trolling. I think Scott might be trolling. However, I did find his video absolutely entertaining. Oh, I had a good laugh. That was amazing. While we wait for our next call, I know you just tried to call in. Call back in. We'll get you in here. If I reject your call, you know, just call back in after the next person gets off the line. Oh, there he is.
call from
Jonah.
Jonah Ryan on. What's up, man?
You're going to love this. I said I wasn't going to call when I started the first part, right?
Uh-huh. Tell me, talk to me.
Well, I'll tell you this. I was actually a skinhead in the 90s. I got ran on the USA by the FBI.
Wait, what? You were a skinhead in the 90s?
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Oh, I got ran out for like the entire crew I was running with. They all got brought down on hate crimes or whatever.
You were in a skinhead gang,
like White Power group or whatever.
Really? Is this online in real life? Did you have meetings and stuff?
No. Like I ran out of the USA by the FBI.
So there was
took everyone else down.
So wait. You guys had like a meeting place. This was in real life.
Yeah, like I was living in. I moved out to the USA illegally.
You guys lived in the same area?
Yeah, we had a whole crew.
Oh wow! And you got raided by the FBI.
Yeah, like whole task force, everything.
And now you're super chatting a black guy. This is one crazy story. Keep going.
Man, well, this doesn't really matter because like this kind of goes into what we're talking about today, anyways.
Yeah.
So I come from a very broken home.
Okay.
My younger brother was made a patient last year. You know, he was mental health, so they killed him. I said this last time I called in. I don't condemn, I don't condone, but I comprehend, right?
Okay.
So, but when you're a pissed off white kid, what easier way to piss off the rest of the world is than, you know, throwing a swastika or, you know, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Even back in the 90s. But what we're seeing now, I think through predictive programming, they're trying to push this race war back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Because you and Uncle Hotep, I'm like right in between. Like I just turned 45 last week, right? Like,
okay.
So I'm right in between the two of you.
Yeah.
But if you think back in the 90s, fucking Ice Cube and Busta Rhymes were making movies about skinheads, right?
Yeah, higher learning. Yeah.
Yeah. Russell Crowe was making movies about skinheads. Geraldo Rivera was getting his nose broken by skinheads.
Yeah.
Like this was the old school psyop because they're doing it all through the mainstream media, right?
Right.
So they did like how did like every talk show, Donahue, you know, every single talk show had this whole skinhead push.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen organically, right? They made that choice back then.
Right.
I think whoever the Bolsheviks in charge or whatever, they reached the point where they're like, this one isn't going to pop off this yet. So let's break down and go back to the schools and start indoctrinating kids a little bit more earlier on.
Okay. And
now they're coming back with all, like I said, all these, man, like you're black or whatever, obviously, like we have you on TV or whatever. So I'm sure you're seeing more of these black dudes getting beat by white cops in the algorithm, right?
Right.
So they know I'm white. Man, anytime I go on, I see they're like 15 videos in a row of some like black dudes beating up some white kids. I'm like, keep scrolling. And I spent 18 years as a bouncer too, but I don't need to see people get beat up.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You don't need that in your mind at all.
But yeah, no, that's a man.
So one last question before I let you go.
Yeah.
How do you go from skinhead to super chatting a black guy? What happened
like
in your
said,
life?
man,
You just got, I guess you just grew up, or you healed?
Man, I came from a very pissed off. For me, I was more of a nihilist, you know. But when you're a nihilist, you're like, hey, fuck the world, because the world fucked me.
Yeah.
Then it's like, hey, what easier way to say fuck the world than piss off everyone, including all the white people too, right?
Okay, I get it. All right, that makes sense.
You know what I mean? But
yeah.
So the funny thing is too, right? How did I first get into that shit? Because the mainstream media would, you know, CNN would talk about Turner Diaries every fucking 2 days. You know,
yeah.
You turn on like Jerry Springer, there's skinheads on there. You turn on whatever, right? You know, Geraldo. So every single media back then was pushing like this white racist thing.
Yeah.
And then if you look back at, like, you know, they were really pushing that, and then it seemed like that they realized at some point that wasn't gonna pop off.
Yeah.
So then they started coming with the Eminem type.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn.
Like, even like again too, like as I got older, I'm like, man, like I said, I was pissed off at the world. I just wanted to say burn the whole thing down, right? You know. Then I was like, wait, there's something special that actually got to be here. You know.
Right.
Even if I'm the lowest 1% of life in Canada, I'm still top 99 in this world.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
You know.
Man, that's amazing, man. Yo, I appreciate you for calling in, Jonah, man. Much love, bro.
But I guess people need to like pay attention to this, because, like, you know, anything you're gonna see where it's multiples, whether even like well, for you guys, that whole generation, right?
Yeah.
There's NWA, it was Bloods, it was Crips, it was Colors.
Yeah.
So everything about it is like aimed towards younger males to destroy them before they can actually become the men and actually take places of authority within their community, you know?
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Young, impressionable minds. Yo, wise words, man. I appreciate you for calling in, bro.
Yeah.
All right, yo, Hotep and Bill.
Hotep Bill.
Jonah Ryan. Damn. From skinhead to Hotep. True love story.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Oh, baby. Wonderful show today. I need y'all to just do me one favor. Other than if it's your first time, hit the subscribe button. Other than that, hit the subscribe button. Turn on notifications. But I need y'all to do me one favor before you leave. I need you to hit the share button and tag Scott Adams. Tell him Hotep Jesus wants to interview you. Tag him in this video and tell him Hotep Jesus wants to interview him again. Let's get him back on the show. Let's talk to Scott Adams. Let's find out. Is he trolling or is he serious? And what's going on with Scott Adams? Because we care about my guy. You dig what I'm saying? Our annual event. Oh, we got another caller coming in.
Call from
Joe.
Joe, you on the phone with Hotep Jesus? Talk to me, man.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm watching your video and it's not live. Anyway, you were saying, or Scott Adams was saying, I mean, why would white people want to be around black people? I mean, black people are 42 times more likely to attack white people in violent crime than the other way around. So, I mean, it's not about divide and conquer. It's about your personal safety, you know, pattern recognition, you know, seeing that a certain group of people are committing a lot more violent crime towards your group of people than the other way around, and deciding to stay away from these people as a self-preservation strategy. That's what Scott Adams is talking about. It's not divide and conquer. It's about staying safe by staying away from people that are significantly more likely to commit violent crime against you as a people.
Okay. Cool. Hey, appreciate you for calling in, bro.
You have no response to that? I mean, what would you say to that?
I'm not white, so I can't really put my shoes inside a white person's shoes and say, this is, you're wrong, right? Like I don't want to like debate you on, my only thing is like when you spit out a stat like that, right? And say that, black people are more likely to attack white people. It's a very broad stat. You have to distill that down into, what type of area are these crimes committed in? They're probably mostly cities. Because, if you were to talk about white folks in Buckhead, it's a lot of black folks in Buckhead, but they all make $200,000 plus. And I don't think, they'd be attacked by black people, So, but hey, if you feel like you're scared of black people and you need to move away, more power to you, man.
Okay, well, I mean, I appreciate you answering.
All right, no doubt, bro. Hotep and Bill.
All right, bye.
I don't know what he wanted me to say. Like, you scared of black people? Then go away. That's one thing about me. Like, I don't care. Like, y'all be so invested in these stories, and you guys are so invested in these stats and stuff. I'm not invested in this stuff. Hold on, I forgot to play this by Cassius Cam. He had a statement. Let's see what this says.
The best advice I would give to white people.
Oh, he sent me the the Scott Adams clip. Shout out to Cassius Cam. But yeah, I don't know what that caller wanted me to say.
Call from
Cassius Cam.
Cassius Cam on the line. What up, bro? Talk to me, man.
What's good with you? How you doing?
I'm good, man. Talk to me. What's up, man?
Well, I got a confession to make.
Okay.
This might be surprising to a lot of y'all, but I am, in fact, a white man. And I could totally tell that last dude that just called in, that's a suburban-ass motherfucker. And in the neighborhood I grew up in, you were just as likely to get beat up by the white kids as you were the black kids. I understand I'm kind of an anomaly. I grew up in a rural place, but it was very diverse, and we were just all poor. And when you see the type of stuff, the poll that Scott Adams is reacting to, that's just a basic example of Classism 101. I don't really know any better way to describe it. And it's the same type of metric they use when they toss around shit like white privilege. And when they push that out and these kids in these poor white communities hear that, it creates hostility. And I think that hostility is what they're aiming for, because that creates more racist. It creates more racism.
Yep.
If that makes sense.
Yep. Yeah. On point. I mean, the thing you hit on, which that poll, like the guy says, 40-something% of, crimes, black people, white people, whatever his stat was, I'm not thinking about race. I'm thinking about classism, because I know some really bougie, uptight black folks that's not putting hands on anybody. That's a class issue. And that's why I say, like, I get the racism aspect, but a lot of crimes are due to classism and not racism.
Hey, for real though, like, go to Appalachia, see what's happening in Appalachia right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's one of the grimiest places you could be at.
Right.
And I could touch on that book by Thomas Sowell, Black Rednecks, White Liberals. I mean, there's not a clearer example of someone who laid out that type of stuff better. It's just the voices from like these rural poor communities, like no one hears from those people. No one really gives a shit what's going on in those communities, in these trailer parks where people are cooking dope and blowing the doors off their apartments and shit like that from bad meth batches and stuff like that. This is not stuff that people hear about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
so,
let's say we went by numbers, right? And we said, okay, we look at King Leopold, Napoleon Bonaparte, and we look at all the different um, um, uh, you know, the Microsoft dude, and the amount of people that have been affected on the African continent by white people, I can sit up here and be like, well, based upon these numbers, white people are dangerous. I don't do that. I don't do that. And those numbers dwarf the amount of, completely dwarf the amount of numbers of black people attacking white people. If we looked at white people and the carnage that they've put on the African population and black people here on this continent and the southern continent between Cristobal Colon and De las Casas, throughout the course of history, I can sit here and say white people are violent people, but I don't do that. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Because I understand that as a class issue. Napoleon Bonaparte was of an aristocratic class. He wasn't just your average guy. King Leopold, he was a king. Like, these are things that empires and conquerors do. And it's not the everyday people. Everyday people just want to live their lives and take care of their family. So just because one, small segment of a population does something does not represent the whole. So that's why looking at these numbers is just like, they're very misleading.
Yeah. And one thing I'll part on is that whether or not I kind of tend to think that this whole Scott Adams shit is a troll, it's a nice little play. Whether or not it is, that type of reaction and rhetoric is dangerous for the example I explained in the beginning, because if that type of shit gets back to these downtrodden white people in these communities that feel like nobody gives a fuck about them, it's just going to perpetuate real racism.
Yeah. And also black people. If that clip gets out to the black population, it's going to be 46% of black people fighting white people because it's going to go, look at how y'all talking about us, So we got to be careful with these polls and stats, man. They're very misleading. Aristocratic. Thank you, Hobo. My bad. Aristocratic. But yo, Cassius Cam, I appreciate you. Make sure y'all stream Cassius Cam's music. What's the new single out right now?
So too, State of the Union, streaming on YouTube, and it's up on Spotify now.
Word up. Go listen to that, man. I appreciate you, Cassius.
All right, God bless. Hotep and Build. I'll talk to y'all later.
All right, Hotep and Build. That's Cassius Cam, y'all. I'm closing the phone lines down. I gotta go spend time with family. Sergeant Hoddle said, this is tough love from Scott Adams, in my opinion. I see young Puerto Rican family, and the number one problem is no tough love. 90% lunar feminine energy combined with cartoonish glorification of violence and degeneracy. No accountability for the culture. Maybe. HJ, you ever seen textbooks from the 15 and 1600s? Africa looking like Europe, and artist renderings. Will put a couple videos, and Hotep's been told you if not. Yeah, please post the videos. I'd love to see them. But yeah, that one caller that called in about the 46% stat, black people, white people. And, he was like, you don't have anything to say about that? And it was just like, I don't know. Sometimes like people want to debate and they want an argument. And I get that from, liberals too. Like, they'll say things and then they'll be like, you're this, so you should have a reaction to it, right? You're a conservative, so you should have a reaction to this. You're a Hotep, so you should have a reaction to it. And, like that guy, he's thinking like, oh, this is a black guy, so he should have a reaction to what I just said. This should be triggering for him. And it's just like, y'all think here. I think up here. Like, I don't think in the hoi polloi realm of things. I'm above the fray. I'm watching y'all argue over the stupid shit. So when you call in talking stupid shit, I can't get involved with it because it's stupid shit. To me, at least. You might think it's important, and I don't want to say it shouldn't be important to you because that's not my role. But to me, it's just more division. You call in and say, you don't have anything to say. I really don't. How you feel is how you feel. And again, I'm not on this platform to change people's minds. I'm here for people in the middle, people who are just looking for some real good truth, people who are looking for a balanced take. That's what I'm here for. If you're hard right or hard left, you're probably not going to like me too much. You'll like me in some instances, in other instances, you're going to hate me, but I'm a very objective person. But for the most part, like, you know, people ask me, like, how come you haven't spoken about this? How come you didn't speak about that? Because to me, it's stupid shit. I'm more concerned with, like, higher level things. We're running Hotep Nation, Men of Order. I'm sponsored by Syscoin. And we just launched Master Focus, the herbal brand. Like, I'm so busy with corporations and LLCs and nonprofit organizations that I don't have time to be worried about a Rasmussen poll. I don't have time to worry about some statistic. That's hoi polloi level. That's people who are caught up in what the media says you got to talk about, right? I don't do that. That's why sometimes I don't have nothing to stream about, because I see the story of the day and I'm like, it's stupid shit. I really don't want to get online and grift off of stupid shit all the time. It's not my style. It doesn't move me. But the Scott Adams situation, I thought this was perfect because it gives us a chance to try and heal, to try and mend race relations in a time where people want us to be divided, you know? So when a guy calls in and he says, yo, this is how I feel like my life is in danger, so I want to move away from black people, and he expects a reaction, I'm thinking to myself, well, if you're scared, then run. I'm not going to argue with you about what you want to do with your life. Everyone has free will. I'm not here to take free will away from anybody. What's my motto? Believe everything, question nothing. But also, I'm not here to tell people what to think. I just want people to think. And with that, I'm out of here. Hotep and Bill.